Welcome your hosts, Caddy, Frink, and Sarah Kemp, as they lead discussions about substance use disorder and the journey to recovery. You're listening to Redefining Recovery, a recovery revolution.
Well, hello. How's everybody out there in, I was going to say TV land. That doesn't quite work on radio. In radio land.
Yes.
That's such a thing from the past. Well, welcome to Redefining Recovery Revolution here on AM 950, the progressive, fantastical radio station, something like that. Been a while since I've been behind the mic. I'm feeling a little disconnected here, but I am happy to be here. So who is with me?
Sarah Kemp.
Woo, just like the ice cream,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
So Sarah, what's right with you today?
The weather.
Yeah.
That just uplifts me like nothing else. So I would say the weather.
It's it's turning. It's right there.
You can feel spring almost here.
Yeah, not quite.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah. I don't think there's going to be any snow anytime soon. I know. Don't even say the word. Don't even say the word.
I'm going to be so mad at you.
Well, I put away the shovels a couple of weeks ago, so I knew that was going to be a risky move.
Thing. Caddy, what's right with you today?
Well, I've got a little bit of a cold, so if I sound a little weird, that's why. And it's beginning to go away. So I'm grateful that it's going away. Got a big old something going on in my throat right now, but I'm just going to push on through because that's what we do.
Exactly.
Right?
Just like in our recovery.
Yes. So we have something exciting, Sarah. What is it?
Today is our 100th episode.
Whoop, whoop! Okay, I just probably blew people's eardrums out on that one. Yes, we have 100 shows in the hull.
That's
as they
crazy.
Say. I know. That means 2-ish years we've been at this. What the heck?
And people are still hanging on with us.
Gosh darn it. Aren't they fantastic?
They are, because they love us.
Yes. Well, actually, I love them. So this is the amazing thing. So really, this is going to be a thank you to a lot of the people that we've had on the show. We've had people listening to the show. I know we've gotten comments from people over the course of our show life so far. Thankful to a particular person, which I will mention at one point, that we've got more shows that are going to happen as we go forward. So sometimes things don't always turn out the way we want them to, but things have turned out the way we need them to, haven't they, Sarah?
And they always turn out the way they're supposed to.
Yes.
That's my belief, at least.
Yes. And then when they're not sure they're going to, you push a little harder to make sure
And then they do.
And then they do.
So yay.
So first and foremost, I want to thank who is our executive director? Cynthia Mugia. She is our executive director at Minnesota Recovery Connection. And I want to throw out a little extra thanks to Wendy Jones as well, because she sort of planted a seed, and I think that seed grew. But Cynthia Mugia is our executive director at Minnesota Recovery Connection. And there was a day a couple of years ago, she said, "Hey, Caddy, I was at AM 950 and we were talking about a radio show." She goes, "Do you know anybody who wants to be a radio show host?" And I was like, "I do."
You raised your hand so fast.
I actually started crying because it's been a dream of mine, as you all very well know, for those of you who have listened. So it is one of those bucket list things. See, you're too young for a bucket list. Or do you have a bucket list?
I have a traveling bucket list.
Okay, there we go.
I have a travel bucket list.
I have a travel bucket list. So I want to say thank you to Cynthia. And then there have been some funders that started us off in the very beginning. So Sarah's going to name those off.
So we have the Patrick and Amy Butler Foundation, Otto Bremer Trust, the Sauer Family Foundation, the Hardenberg Foundation, and then alongside any other funders that we've had.
Yes. So I want to definitely say thank you to all of them. Those have, at this point, sunsetted, as we say. But if it wasn't for them, we wouldn't be sitting here at this point. So I think that's really the place where I want to say. And then there's a person by the name of Mary Ann and her lovely husband who has passed on, Stephen. They have actually been the next set of incredible people that have made this program continue on. So I want to say a special thanks to Stephen and Mary Ann. And, here we go. We got a whole long list. I counted it. We got 32 people that we've had on this show. Now, we've had 100 shows, but we've also had a lot of conversations that have taken place around recovery.
And without the show, we wouldn't have been able to have those conversations and also help educate the wider community about recovery.
Look at my little co-host here. She's just hitting it on all the marks.
I may have forgotten my notes, but I'm still here.
Okay, thank you very much. I want to send out, if Erin is still in Puerto Rico doing what she wants to do, I want to say thank you to Erin Fitzgerald. She was my second chair for the first X amount of time. I can't remember how long that was, but Erin and I and the team here at AM 950 and some of the team at Minnesota Recovery Connection got this show off the ground.
Got it running.
So Jennifer from AM 950 was helpful, as well as Brett behind the glass has been helpful, and Patrick has been helpful, and Chad has been helpful. They just kind of gave us the rope, and we just hung on.
Just hoped it worked.
I ain't gonna let go if you don't let go. So let's just keep going. So, but Erin Fitzgerald really did. She helped pick out the music. She helped with scripts in the beginning. So, Erin, hopefully you're listening out there. It's been a great ride, and thank you for the time. So, who's next on that list?
Alicia Doty. She was our peer recovery specialist. She did a lot of work in the justice involved community. So, when she was on the show, she talked about her justice impacted and her story.
Mm-hmm. And also, she's a representative of the LGBTQIA community, which I think is another community that we have to always recognize. And there's other people that are on this list. But, substance use doesn't really give a who you are.
It doesn't.
No. And it was interesting. I was at the office before I came here, and there's a gentleman behind the desk. His name is Nate. And Nate lives in one of the eastern suburbs of the city. And he was saying, "Hey, Caddy." And I'm like, "Yeah, Nate." He said, "I've got some old buddies that were heroin users in the back old days.
Back in the olden days?
Back in the olden days. Wow. That one didn't come out right. And he says, I took them out on an outreach. And he said they didn't understand harm reduction. They thought it was enabling. They didn't understand the substances that are out there. He said, I really educated people from taking the class and being at Minnesota Recovery Connection. He says, I was able to show them that this is what's going on. Because I think people that live in communities that are outside like the cores of the city, or maybe there are certainly communities in greater Minnesota that have been infiltrated by substances without a doubt. But if you don't see eyes on it, it's sort of like out there.
And if you don't take the time to learn about it, you're not going to understand it.
Yeah, even people that used to use substances way back in the day, sometimes they're like, oh, it's part of my past, or it's the same. And I think what Nate said to me today, which is something that we've said to one another, and that is, the thing is about substance use, and that is if you're kind of like not up on what's happening, you think it's all the same. And that's what Nate was able to say. It's like, it's so different.
It's so different than 6 months ago.
Yeah, not to mention 6 years ago or 16 years ago.
Or when you were in your active use, how different.
Oh my gosh. I mean, there was
different it was back then.
Watch out.
I said back then. Back then to what it is now.
Yes.
Or even my 6 years since I stopped using.
Yeah.
How much has changed?
Well, you know what? When we come back, we're going to continue to walk down this list of recognizing people that have been on the show. But I think that's an interesting conversation to have, because what Nate said is that he was able to reintroduce somebody to how severe substance use is currently, and how hard it is for people to wrap their brains around these new chemicals that are out there and how deadly they are.
And scary.
Yeah, and scary. And just plain old scary.
Yeah.
Let's see. Let's go down the next list just so that, since we got a little bit of time here.
Justin Fuller Green. He was another CPRS, certified peer recovery specialist at Minnesota Recovery Connection. He came on and talked about his story of how he got and found his recovery.
And Justin went to our secondary office up at the Unity Hospital, Alina Hospital, Unity, all the above, and he was really instrumental in having some meetings up there with the community members that were part of their treatment programs that are up there,
and doing outreach with the treatment programs.
Yeah. And then Bill Houston. Oh, Bill. He is a harm reduction. I call him a guru. He's been on the show, and he really is passionate, just as much as Erin and he worked together on building a harm reduction program. So I want to say thanks to Bill as well. Bill is got a lot of passion around this and has been through through the mill on getting into his recovery, and he has really sustained a voice. So we're going to take our first break. Thank you for listening to Redefining Recovery, a Recovery Revolution here on AM 950, the progressive, fantastic radio station.
Stay tuned.
There we are, dancing in our chairs, because that music just makes you move.
And maybe you're dancing at home.
And if you are, I hope you are. And if you're not, just kind of wiggle a little bit.
Exactly.
Welcome back to Redefining Recovery, Recovery Revolution here on AM 950.
Our 100th episode.
Our 100th episode. Yay!
Woo!
That means we're doing something right.
Yes.
Nobody said get them off the air.
And the
golly.
community loves what we have to say.
Yes, because we love our community.
And we help educate.
Educate.
Yes.
We got to educate people. Got to keep them in the know.
Exactly.
With what we know. And what we know at Minnesota Recovery Connection is that peer-to-peer services, education, and advocacy, they are the pillars of the work that we do. And if we don't have those, we got all kinds of stuff. But what we do have is we have the ability to give back to the community. And I've had the honor of helping organizations sort of establish what is important to be a recovery community organization. And really what it's about is just showing up.
It is.
It's just really just showing up.
And listening.
And listening and not telling people what to do. So let's see. Next on the list is, Justin McNeil and Rocky DeYoung. Two handsome fellas talking about justice impacted stuff. I've had the honor of working with, as you have,
Yes.
Justin McNeil, and I have been in enough trainings and enough sessions with Rocky DeYoung to know that these are two fine gentlemen who know a lot about the justice impacted everything.
And they're making a difference in the ways that they can. I know I've seen recently they've gone into some of the Department of Corrections to do some trainings.
Mm-hmm.
So
they're doing
something right.
We've gotten into some of the state facilities that allow trainings and things. They've been able to get into some of the I'll call them the heavier duty, just for lack of terminology, the more substantially
the federal
prisons, yeah, and they're just making a change, like you said.
Yeah.
And so I just want to thank Justin for helping educate me, Rocky for helping educate me, as well as all of us work together as a team to help people who have a justice impact. I mean, I have a justice impacted background.
I do too.
And
it's
so
a kitten club compared to some of the people we meet along the way.
Yes.
But, without Justin and Rocky, I know we wouldn't have the forensic endorsed component to a certified peer recovery specialist.
Yeah, they've been able to birth it through the Minnesota Recovery Connection, Wendy Jones, and then with Justin and Rocky really taking it and just moving it into a whole nother space and place.
Yes.
Yeah. Who's that next person?
Meg Allen.
Meg Allen.
She has been around since the beginning of time. So thank you to Meg. She came on here to talk about her story and other things. What else did you talk about?
Meg has been around at Minnesota Recovery Connection probably since I think it's 2013.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, way back in the day. Maybe even sooner.
I thought it was sooner or
more further back than that. Yeah, I think it's almost been since the inception in some way, shape, or form. And Meg is like one of those people that you're like, oh, Meg. Oh, yeah, her. I know her. Yeah, Meg. Meg is known everywhere.
Everywhere. Whenever I see her out and about, she has always somebody,
a little posse around
her.
She
sure does. And we have been fortunate enough to have Meg be the chair of our peer advisory council, our PAC, as we call it, at Minnesota Recovery Connection for the last 2 years.
Oh, and then she was on the PAC. She was on that committee prior to that. So she's, Meg's just got her feet.
And
she's just
everything.
Yeah, she's just an all around good egg.
She sure is.
And then we had Jay, or how do you pronounce his last name?
I don't know.
Oh, I'm going to look at the sheet, everybody, because I want to make sure I try to get it close. Oren. He's from the Aliveness Project. He was actually on a couple of times. And Jay was really informative about what the Aliveness Project is. Which is an organization that helps people with HIV and the living that life and living the best life that one can, getting the needs met, getting all of the things met that somebody has. And the fact that substance use disorder and AIDS, to me, I feel are the AIDS epidemic came around, and that was a very stigmatized kind of disease. And now we have substance use disorder, which has sort of taken, as we just mentioned, like this whole new leap into a crisis and to it's a disease of substance use disorder. And so sadly, these two are bedfellows, but what we do is we work together.
And educate each other.
Absolutely. Who else do we have?
We have Daniel Kelly from the Steve Rumbler Hope Network. They provide harm reduction, Narcan,
Training classes for Narcan and naloxone implementation for folks, as well as they have an enormous footprint on the harm reduction and naloxone Narcan space in the Minnesota area. I think they're at 400,000 doses that have been out. I just saw that they had their latest report out, which I hadn't had an opportunity to look at yet. But
good for them.
Yeah.
To be able to provide such great service for the community.
And the thing is that when we talk about naloxone and Narcan, because that is what can bring somebody back from an overdose from an opiate, there are new derivatives of opiates that are out there now that are very strong. And without something like Steve Rumbler Hope Network, people would be dying. And we have seen the rate of death be reduced. It doesn't necessarily that use is reduced, but the rate of death has been reduced because of the work that this particular organization and others have done.
And what I'm also really impressed with when it comes to the Steve Rumbler Hope Network is that they have provided like medetomidine test strips, the xylazine test strips. Xylazine's not as new, but medetomidine is new, and how fast they're able to get it out into the community,
right?
So that people can be safe and make sure that what they're taking is what
they think they're taking.
Yeah.
Just so you all know, xylazine is an animal tranquilizer that people have been putting inside their, I'm going to just call it street drugs, whatever it is, your fentanyl, or you might opt to just use xylazine and medetomidine.
Medetomidine is also an animal tranquilizer, and I think it's more potent.
It's more potent, but it actually, I think, is an opiate derivative. So this is where it can come back. So it's, it's a complicated rodeo out there is really what I'm saying.
Ever changing.
It's the wild, wild west, which with what is available. We had Derek and Alex come from Amethyst. That was quite a while ago. Having them in, Amethyst is a recovery community organization that also has their recovery community organization, and they also provide housing for individuals in the Twin Cities area. And two really good guys with a good organization that just help folks. The thing is that they offer peer-to-peer services and other community events. They're really big in the sporty kind of thing. They do curling.
I was going to say, we've been to their curling event the last couple of years.
Yeah. So it's kind of fun when a organization kind of takes on kind of a special place. I call it their secret sauce, and they're just all about the curling. So it's just super cool, super cool.
Then we got Wendy Hack from Minnesota Recovery Connection, our lovely Wendy. She is our grant writer. She is our certified peer recovery specialist, overall helping us make sure that we're on track with our grants and all that stuff. She came on and talked about her story and how she found her recovery and then what she does at Minnesota Recovery Connection.
Yeah. And I think the interesting thing about Wendy is that she has a very diverse background. And so she's been able to take her secret sauce, her talents from the past, bring them into, she's got a lot of extensive writing background.
Oh yeah, she does her newsletter too.
Yep, she does her newsletter. So when we get a grant opportunity or we get, we're going out raising funds, we're always in need of funds, just so you all know. She's been able to help us, make that happen and make it sound right and be right and represent Minnesota Recovery Connection properly to the community. Let's see. Who's next on that? Darnell Cox.
Our Director of Operations. He has been on the show multiple times. I know he shared his story with us. He's talked about the new logo when you had him on a while ago. But overall, I don't know. I can't talk enough about Darnell and how much the growth that I've seen from him when he was a volunteer with us and then where he's at now.
Well, and it goes to show that, and I work for Minnesota Recovery Connection, so I'm just going to be plugging the bejesus out of us. But Darnell came in as a volunteer, somebody who needed to do some community service because he has a justice impacted background. And now he's our ops manager. Or director. How these are the hidden talents that people have. So if you think anybody who's listening who's like, oh, why are they thanking all these people? These people are our people.
Mhm.
And they're the people that help. I'm going to be saying people a whole lot here. They're the
They're-
people who help the people.
Well, they're different organizations within the recovery community or the health world that make or help people's lives become better. And so without either these organizations or these people, we couldn't do what we do either.
Mhm.
And so we now have this platform, or we've had this platform, we can give people a voice to
Mhm.
talk about what they do. And so we want to thank them because they chose to come on here and talk about
Right.
themselves.
So you're so funny. So Darnell, superstar. That's all we got to say. And then we got Dr. Sue Hoisington. She's a buddy. She's a pal of mine. Professional, I have to say, as well as I really value who she is and what she's doing for the recovery community. Sue is a ally to the recovery
Yes.
community, but has been working with substance use disorder since I can honestly say time began practically, because she was back at Hazelton.
If Sue was listening to this,
I know she's still gonna love me, but it still can be a little bit of hard pressed to like me right away. But she will say she's been around since time immemorial.
Yes.
She started off at Hazelton up in Center City 30, 40 years ago. So that's a long
that is a long time to be within the recovery.
community.
Yeah.
And the things that she said. So she's one of the trainers that we use for mental health and co-occurring, knowing that substance use disorder and mental health are two. Is it the chicken or the egg, or the egg or the chicken?
And sometimes she brings us donuts.
Yes. Well, and we have to love her for that.
So the
And-
team always gets excited.
I know. Well, and funny story. So because Sue might not have technology down to a complete science all the time, I have been her mouse. And so at one point she brought in a little furry mouse that runs along the table. So we pull that out every time she comes in because I'm her mouse.
Or just randomly to try to scare people.
yes, we've done that too. So thank you, Sue.
We have Sabrina. She used to work with us as a certified peer recovery specialist. She came on and shared her story, how she found her recovery. I think.
Yep, and part of the
that's it.
LGBTQIA community, and did a little bit of work for a period of time at the
Pride Institute.
Pride Institute, sadly, which is closed. So we just always appreciate when we have individuals that have a lived experience that can help enhance somebody else's being seen,
Heard,
Yes.
valued.
and valued. Yeah. So then we have we have a whole posse here of
We
little,
sure do.
of little navigators. We got the Rachel, we got the Josie.
And then we got Adam and Kat.
What are they,
Well,
Sarah?
Kat was a certified peer recovery specialist with us, but Adam, Rachel, and Josie, they were Rachel and Josie still are, but they're recovery navigators through Recovery Corps at Minnesota Recovery Connection.
Whew, connect all those
Oofta,
dots,
yes.
folks.
I love everyone on this list, but those three, because I'm their supervisor.
Right. Yeah.
So, and I've gotten to see how they've grown and how nervous those two, Josie and Rachel, were so nervous to come do the show with you.
mm-hmm.
And now
Thought
Rachel's like, I'm going to do it.
Yeah, no, she'll raise her hand. And I think what's interesting is that when, again, what Minnesota Recovery Connection can do for people that are in the recovery community is help them grow, help them become the people that they didn't know they were because they got themselves lost in their substance use.
Yep.
And then all of a sudden they begin to grow and sort of see themselves and see what they're capable of. Maybe what was hiding because they didn't want to identify who they were. And now all of a sudden these colorful, beautiful people just come just blooming out.
And just have their confidence.
Oh, it's just
And especially because Josie's been around for a little bit longer than the other two.
Mhm.
The way that I've seen her grow since she was an intern with us before
that's
Recovery
right.
Corps,
Wow.
she has grown so much, and I've pushed her more than she probably likes.
Mm-hmm.
But it's helped her.
Yep.
So it's just so exciting.
It is. It's kind of fun to run through this list because we've seen the things change. And again, we're thanking all the people that have been on this show. We're at our 100th show, just so that we reiterate that. So we're thanking the people that have been here. But I want to say a special thanks to all the people who have listened for all these shows, who continue to. Sometimes it's a topic you're interested. Sometimes it's a topic you're like, oh, okay, what is she babbling about now? But that's okay. If for those of you who are listening and who love somebody who struggled, or if you love somebody who is on their recovery journey, this is what this show is about. The dream that I always had was to have a real conversation about recovery on the radio. And the fact that I'm 100 shows in, I got Sarah out of my side saddle now. I had Aaron in the past. I've got Cynthia to thank for this. This is magic.
It is magic.
This is magic.
And this is where change can be possible because we're having the hard conversations. Not every week. Sometimes we're goofy, but we're having the hard conversations that need to be
had. And all these people that we've talked about, with the exception of maybe one or two, are people that have struggled with substance use disorder and that are just absolutely flourishing now. And that is where the magic is. So let's see. There's been a Jennifer on the show. There's been a couple of Jennifers on the show. This particular one is an ally, and it's just been wonderful to have a different perspective. The next one is...
We got Kinsey.
Kinsey.
She has been on the show a couple times, I believe, talking about her lived experience, especially with being unsheltered, and how she has been able to turn that lived experience with substance use disorder and being unsheltered, and how she can help and provide support for those that are still in that position. And to see her, how she's grown. So cool.
Yeah, well, it's magical. And the thing is that somebody who has a lived experience with being homeless, unsheltered, the fact is that they can see things that the average person can't. They can recognize things. I think one of the stories that she told me was that there was a guy who used to always see her, she used to see at Peace House, and he would just come sort of like lurk around her. And she's like, what is he doing? And then several months later, he came up and said, hey, you're Kinsey, right? And she's like, yeah. She looked at him, she goes, oh, you're that guy that's just always been around. And he looked brand new. He had kind of disappeared for a while. Well, he went into treatment because she planted a seed with somebody. She was just available in a community saying, I see you. You don't got to be anything. You get to be all you want to be. I just want to be in your space so that you know I'm available. And that was, she said it was just magical. She's just all excited.
Well, and that she kept showing up every week.
It makes all the difference. That's why we always want to constantly, consistently be available to our community on your terms, not our terms.
Yes, exactly.
The next one I'm going to talk about real quickly, and this is my friend Celie Dudley and McCoy. I don't even know McCoy's last name.
Oh my gosh.
I know, but they're from Recovery Alliance Duluth, up in Duluth. And Celie Dudley is a charming, marvelous human being. And McCoy, boy, I've gotten to see her grow, which is really exciting. She was a very relatively timid human in a class I did 3 years ago. And now she's one of Celie's like right arms to the organization. So it's just, we keep saying it, but folks, this is what happens when people find recovery, is that they become the people that they want to, or they didn't know that they had inside them. And then we get to like just sort of crack open the little pieces and say,
more comes out.
Yeah.
It's like a butterfly.
Yes.
Oh, were you done talking about them?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if you were going to.
They're just fabulous.
Okay.
Yes.
Then we got Molly Sinclair. She is also a part of the MRC family. She is a part of the LGBTQIA plus community. So she came on the show talking about her story. She used to provide services out at Pride Institute when that was still open.
And now delivers services, and also has been working on a couple of grants with us. So Molly sort of fills a couple of the buckets, as we call them, in Minnesota Recovery Connection. Colin Cash, some of you know the names, some of you don't, but Colin Cash is a Native American man from the Red Lake area, Red Lake Reservation. No, Mille Lacs Band of Ojibwe. I'm sorry. And he has made a mark on the recovery community for the Native American community in a way that it just is.
And he started Sober Squad, correct?
He started Sober Squad when he was a pup, because I remember when he was in his first class, and this was back in the day. So Colin Cash, congratulations on everything that you are.
Then we got Kimberly Lawson, part of the family again. She came on to share her story and what she does for Minnesota Recovery Connection. Real quick, she's doing something really cool up in Anoka County with the county jail up there, bringing in services and education on harm reduction. And it looks like they're trying to extend what she can do. So she's doing some really great work for the justice impacted community up there.
And I think what we always want to remember is that people can get justice impacted, not because they're always using drugs. They might just be at the wrong place at the wrong time, get caught up in a situation. And when somebody like our staff or other people come in and say, hey, what's going on? How are you doing? What do you need? It isn't always about substance use. It's about how do you get your life back on track? Tell me what are you up against? Do you need some family advice on how to handle relationships? Do you need some de-escalation tips? Do you need resume building materials? I mean, we're talking about life skills is what we can bring into these places as well.
Yes, we can.
Brandy, she was a navigator for a little while with Minnesota Recovery Connection. She came in and told her story. Eddie Warner was a intern for us for a while at Minnesota Recovery Connection. He came in and told his story. He's now working out as a certified peer recovery specialist for another organization.
Then we have Miss Brianna.
Oh, geez.
Darnell's other half. She is a firecracker. She has the amount of motivation and dedication she has for our organization and the recovery community in general is amazing. She has helped bring in some ideas for Minnesota Recovery Connection. She helps us find donations for the Walk for Recovery. She's anything she can do.
Yep.
She does.
And I think the thing about Brianna is that, as you said, her energy is just palpable. She walks in a room and you're like, okay, Bree's here.
Yep, pretty much.
What are we going to do now, Bree? What ideas do you have? And she'll just plop them down on the table and she's like, what do you think? What do you think? What do you think?
And she used to be part of the Peer Advisory Council, and now she is a part of the Minnesota Recovery Connection Board of Directors.
Yes. So this is, again, a space and a place. Came in as a volunteer. I remember her sitting at the front desk and she was trying to write a resume and she used AI and it had all these things that she wanted to have on a resume. And I'm like, okay, sweetheart, it might need to edit out a few of these things. I know you're really good, but there's just might be a few too many things for somebody to read. But that was her part of being part of a community and like, okay, how can you help me? And we just show up and we just help people. And then Fahia Badul, she had a recovery community organization called Nia Recovery. And she's maybe stepped away from that because she's actually stepping into being part of the, I would say, the advisory committee and not clinical, well, she's a clinician now as well, but really kind of helping do some advocacy around recovery and really wanting to be a bit more of a, let's look at the policies, look at the procedures.
I could totally see her doing that.
Yeah, she's just all about that. So that's really a space that she's inhabited. Who else do we have there?
Emmanuel Roberts from Anything Helps. He's doing great work over in North Minneapolis with Anything Helps. The services that they provide, showers, laundry, harm reduction
is his magical space.
Just a safe space for people to be.
Mm-hmm. And again, this is somebody who has come from a life of substance use disorder and started real small, like many organizations do, starting with the magic of wanting to do harm reduction and getting the education out in a space, and then all of a sudden just begins to grow. And I'm using the word blossom because it's like the best word that I can use. He's just really made an impact. And then I got to say a special thanks to Patricia Carter because she came on and did the show. And that's wonderful. But then she has been my side saddle for the Compassion Fatigue series that I've been able to put together. Thank you for a grant from one of the organizations that gave us the opportunity to do that. So Patricia and I were just on Zoom today, right in the last episode of Compassion Fatigue. If you want to catch the last episode, we'll be running the series again, but at minnesotarecovery.org. But thank you, Patricia, for your lived experience. Has been amazing. So before we go on with the last few things, again, this is our 100th show. We're doing a shout out thank you to everybody who has been on our show. There's probably some people that we might have missed, but don't take that personally. We had to just sort of grab the names and we ran with it.
We sure did.
And the thing is that if we've got 30 or 40 people that have been on this show, hopefully we have 300 or 400 people or 4,000 people who have listened. I don't know. I can't.
Oh my gosh.
I don't know where the numbers lie in the radio land, but I just want to thank everybody, if I could personally, to say a dream came through to a woman who wanted a radio show because of my boss, Cynthia, and because there is this kind of radio station
Itself.
that says, you know what, your voice needs to be heard. So thank you, AM 950.
Took a chance on Minnesota Recovery Connection.
Yeah, and because these are the voices that might be smaller, but are still extraordinarily important.
We're very important, Caddy.
We're very important. Thank you.
We have things to say.
Yes. So if you have ever been interested in listening to this show for any length of time, one time or many a times, we're a nonprofit organization always looking for funding. So feel free to go to our minnesotarecovery.org page and do a donation. We also have our Walk for Recovery coming up. So we're going to spotlight that in the last segment of the show. So I just want to say thank you for listening. Why don't you say something nice?
We love you all and thank you for listening.
This guitar needs 6 strings.
I can't sing, but I really like
Know
that
it by
voice.
heart.
I know. That is beautiful music chosen by Aaron Fitzgerald, my first co-host here at AM 950 for Redefining Recovery, a Recovery Revolution. Thank you for listening. We are now on our last segment of our 100th show.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh, we are so excited. We are giving thanks to everybody who's been on the show, and thanks to the listeners, thanks to people who have been part of this journey that we've been on, that we get to continue on, thanks to Marianne and Stephen. And who else do we have on the list? Oh, you know this person well.
Oh, Molly Posey.
Mhm.
She was a recovery navigator at Minnesota Recovery Connection back
In the day.
a couple years ago, and now she's a program coach with Impact/Recovery Corps, and she still supports our site, helping me and then helping Rachel and Josie be the best that we can be. She's just an amazing person.
Yeah, she's a really amazing person. She told her story, which it's interesting when people come in and tell their stories. We only know like a snapshot when we work with people,
Mhm.
but I give people the opportunity. We give people the opportunity to kind of unfold in front of the radio, which is a safer space than sometimes in face to face with people. 'Cause
Sometimes.
it's a little bit anonymous.
A lot of people are nervous to come on this show with us.
Yeah. But, Molly, just like everybody is we've all had a roller coaster ride, and the fact that she has come in and she started out as a navigator and now she gets to actually rule the roost of them.
She does.
And it's amazing to see that growth. Next person is the Rain.
She is one of our certified peer recovery specialists. She is now at the Alina office up in Fridley, doing providing services up there and doing community outreach and things like that.
And some administrative stuff
Yes.
as well. And then Eli has been, he just recently took the class that I teach for peer recovery specialists. Remember, we do education at Minnesota Recovery Connection. So besides doing the peer recovery specialist training, we also do compassion fatigue. We talk about harm reduction. We do justice impacted education. We do a lot of different things. Eli just recently went through the class, and he came on the show with you. I think it
was me the first time around.
And he was like, hand in the air, I want to do this again.
Yeah, he was like, let me know if like someone drops off, let me know, I'm there. And I think like not even a week later,
two, he came on and did it again. Yeah.
Well, and he's like, I have some ideas.
Yes.
So he is willing
and able,
and he loves it. And he had the growth that I've seen, and probably you have too, from him taking the class, being an intern with us, and now he's working at Fellowship Recovery.
Yeah. And, the thing is that many times in his situation, he has a family member that is, all families struggle with the person that have substance use disorder, but all families struggle in different ways. And he's got a family situation where he's able to use these skills and help this family member get better, and also give opportunity and give ideas. So it's just like one of those things that is, ever giving, if we're willing to like take that leap. Sometimes some people who take the class, they're like, oh, I don't know if I can do this. It really sounds great. And then they can.
The idea of it sounds really cool
great.
and fun. And
And then they have to walk into that space very, kind of cautiously. But some people just leap right into it. And that's what Eli
he
did.
did.
Yes.
He did. And then the last one, I had the pleasure of interviewing Layla and Alex from Twin Cities Rise. Twin Cities Rise has been a part of my story. They helped me get to where I am now. I did some job training and emotional intelligence training with them when I first got into recovery. So they hold a near and dear place to my heart, and we use their interns a lot. We get a lot of interns from them. And Tainea, she's the person I work with interns. She loves it when she has interns with us.
Yeah.
She loves that I'm the supervisor because she knows that she trusts me that they'll get what they need. So they're just a great organization. If you are looking to maybe get back into the working world, or you need some support in finding employment because you have a justice involved background, they are great at helping people find what your next step is.
Yeah.
And you get a personalized employment coach that sticks with you for like a year.
Wow.
Or however long you need.
However long you need. Well, I know since Sarah Kemp came to Minnesota Recovery Connection from Rise Up Recovery, Rise, I think it's, it speaks volumes for the amount of organizations that are out there to help people. And sometimes people feel that either they don't know where to go, or
don't know where to start,
or don't know how many actual helpful places are out there. And that's where Minnesota Recovery Connection has, 2,400 plus resources on our website. So if anybody's ever wondering about any number of educational opportunities, housing is a little bit more dicey now, but treatment centers, clinics, legal support, animal support, there's just so many clothing, food, all those things.
And I feel like our team is really good about learning the new resources as they pop up as well. Yeah. So it's not just the run of the mill. We do our best to always be on top of the new stuff too.
And that's something that Lorraine Lynch, who works for us, she's still a dynamo in terms of bringing organizations to Minnesota Recovery Connection. And that's why we have such a well built out resource page. And we have our phone numbers that you can call us too. But sometimes people want to dabble in recovery. They want to just
recovery curious.
They just want to kind of get some information. And that's what we can help people do as well. We are not going to tell you what to do. We're not going to tell you how to do it. We're going to say, hey, what do you need? And I get the incredible opportunity to train people to be peer recovery specialists. But I had just a woman come in yesterday, and her name happened to be Jennifer. And she's like, I don't know if I really want to take the class because I have this other thing that came up. And she's like, but I really know something about another topic. And I'm like, that topic and a peer recovery specialist, my friend, are two things that could work really well together. And the thing is that many people who struggle with substance use disorder had another life where they have another job or they had another career.
Skill set.
They can all blend together in many cases. So I just want to encourage anybody who is, striving to help themselves or somebody who loves somebody who might be struggling. Don't hesitate to reach out to us or some of the other organizations in town.
Because we're all here to help.
Because we care. And in the words of a video called I Died 6 Times, the gentleman on the video, his name is Guy. Can't remember how to pronounce his last name. It's very Italian. I want to say Fratelloni or something like that. But
Isn't that Ace?
Yeah, that's Ace Hardware. But you can't save a dead addict. And it's sort of like the drop the mic. No pun intended. Hello, Mike. I don't want to drop you.
No, because Brett would be mad at you.
Brett would be very mad at me. But it's really kind of like the drop the mic kind of this statement. And that is, you can't help somebody if they're not here any longer. So that's why we really talk about harm reduction. We really talk about helping people walk through what the stages are.
And I think too, with how scary the substance use is right now with all the drug scene, being willing to be a listening ear for somebody is also very important. And not to judge and just listen, because some people just need to be heard. They need to feel valued. And that's what we do at Minnesota Recovery Connection, along with a whole host of other organizations. But if you're but if you're family, friends, and you know someone that's struggling, do your best to listen to them.
Mm-hmm. Give them the love. Don't give them the judgment. Don't give them the shoulds. Give them the what could you do. I preach about it all the time, but we know it works because we've seen it work. It's not just because we think it's a great one-liner. It's
although it is.
It's a great one-liner, yes. But it works.
It does work.
It does work. And when I see people kind of look at me and go, oh, I hadn't really thought about it that way. I'm like, yo, score.
Opening people's noggins.
Open their noggins. So here we are at AM 950, the progressive radio station that is amazing, that has given us this opportunity to do this. We are at our 100th show. So thank you to everybody who's listening. Thank you, Cynthia, for cracking open this door. Wendy Jones, who probably put her foot in the door. And to all the funders, all the believers in what we do. So thank you for listening to Redefining Recovery, a recovery revolution. Sarah, say something to the folks.
We appreciate all that you do and listen to our shows. Love you. Bye.